According to today's segment on First Take, things are heating up in Los Angeles. Following the Lakers' move to bring in Marcus Smart, it's clear that another trade is right around the corner. That momentum only grew stronger after Shake Milton was officially waived. Multiple new reports just surfaced, and they paint a very clear picture. Rob Pelinka has something big coming, and fans are already buzzing about one name in particular that could be part of it. So, what exactly did First Take reveal? And how does it reshape the Lakers' plans going forward? There's a lot to break down, especially with multiple transactions now looming. And this next step could drastically affect the roster construction heading into training camp. Now, let's get to the heart of what's happening. Based on information shared on air, the Lakers have to make one more roster move to finalize Smart's addition. And that could mean either cutting another player or pulling off a trade to clear the necessary cap space. One name that's come up is Jordan Goodwin. While he's on the bubble, the Lakers reportedly want to hang on to him. They see potential there and aren't eager to let him go. But that's not all. First Take also introduced a new wrinkle in the form of PJ Washington. While it's not confirmed that he's on the table, insiders mentioned that the Mavericks might be open to moving him, and that caught the Lakers' attention. With LA currently in the market for a strong 3-and-D wing, Washington's name makes a lot of sense, both in terms of roster fit and contractual situation. Washington is on a $14.1 million expiring deal, which could position him as a key free agent target if an extension isn't worked out before the deadline in late August. There's already some on-court chemistry between him and Luka Doncic from their time in Dallas, and stylistically, he checks a lot of boxes for what this Lakers team needs. Now, the question is, would LA go all in for someone like PJ now, or wait for next summer when he hits free agency? Given that the Lakers have already prioritized flexibility by signing buyout-friendly contracts, it might make more sense to preserve assets now and aim for a bigger acquisition when the time's right. Still, with Marcus Smart now in the fold, adding another high-level wing defender like PJ Washington would further strengthen their perimeter defense. He's developed into a dependable two-way presence, especially compared to his earlier years in Charlotte. He's also more physical and active on the boards than some of the Lakers' current forwards. And with 14 points and 8 rebounds per game, he brings production as well. Of course, you can compare him to someone like Rui Hachimura. Rui might have the edge in shooting touch, but Washington brings more on the defensive side and crashes the boards harder. Two things LA could definitely use. If the Lakers were to pull off a move for PJ, it could mean shifting Austin Reeves into a different role or rebalancing the rotation for a more defensively focused starting lineup. The real upside here is having the versatility to guard multiple positions while still spacing the floor. Washington's shown steady improvement in Dallas, growing into a reliable 3-and-D wing, and he averages nearly 1 block and 1 steal per game. That kind of activity on the defensive end is something the Lakers struggled with last season, especially when it came to rebounding support. Even with DeAndre Ayton helping in the middle, having another capable rebounder on the wing would give them a nice edge. And we've seen how important that can be during playoff stretches. Luka and LeBron can hold their own on the glass, no doubt, but adding someone like Washington just reinforces that physical presence, especially in long defensive possessions where second chances can change game. More details and names are expected to surface soon, and with how fast things are moving behind the scenes, don't be surprised if something breaks in the next 24-48 hours. As discussed on First Take, PJ Washington continues to stand out as a highly intriguing option for the Lakers. He brings real versatility, strong rebounding, reliable perimeter shooting, and a two-way skill set that fits the mold of what this team needs right now. At this stage of his career, he's looking for a role where his strengths can shine. And based on current reports, the Lakers are seriously evaluating whether that role could be in Los Angeles. The conversation turned to what the Lakers can actually do next. They haven't officially signed Marcus Smart yet, and there's a reason for that. In order to fully activate their biannual exception and bring Smart in under the cap, they have to create the necessary space. And while they already waived Shake Milton, it's not quite enough. One possibility is letting go of Jordan Goodwin, but First Take noted that the front office isn't rushing that decision. They'd prefer to explore the trade market first, before giving up a young, controllable guard. Now, here's where it gets interesting. According to the details mentioned on the show, Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office are keeping their options open, not because they're indecisive, but because they're trying to maximize value. There's a clear sense that a trade is more likely than just waiving Goodwin outright. If that were the plan, many believe it would have already happened by now. The thinking is that Pelinka is actively exploring trade possibilities, seeing what kind of return he can get with the assets still on hand, and if no worthwhile deal presents itself, only then would they fall back on the Goodwin option. There's also growing buzz around possible moves involving bigger names. First Take brought up the possibility of a trade for a player like PJ Washington, or even Andrew Wiggins, two wings who bring length, shooting, and defensive upside. A deal for Washington would be easier to manage cap-wise, and while he may not be the perfect fit on paper, he's still a net positive. Defensively, he's not a game-changer, but he's become a dependable role player and would give the Lakers more flexibility with their lineups. The point made on First Take was that Smart's arrival could signal a bigger shift in how this roster is built, with him and DeAndre Ayton both acquired without sacrificing major assets or first-round picks. The Lakers are now in a position to stay aggressive without mortgaging their future. They still have valuable pieces like Dalton Knecht, who, while not particularly impressive in Summer League, still holds value when packaged with a highly coveted 2031 first-round pick. That's the kind of combo that could unlock a higher-tier player via trade. Someone like Mark Williams was mentioned as a target at last year's deadline under similar terms. As it stands, the Lakers need to clear about $1.22 million to fully sign Smart. Waiving Goodwin achieves that, but it would leave them unable to sign a 15th player. A trade, however, opens up more possibilities, whether it's clearing more salary, consolidating contracts, or reshaping the rotation. The cleanest option is to simply waive Goodwin and move forward. But more layered scenarios could involve executing a deal for PJ Washington or Wiggins, a move that allows them to keep Goodwin and still complete Smart's signing, all while improving the team in multiple areas. It would require some creative cap maneuvering, but the upside is there. From a fit perspective, Wiggins might be the more seamless option. He's a superior defender and more experienced in high-leverage playoff situations. But if Wiggins isn't available, as some reports suggest, Washington remains a solid Plan B. He's not the defensive tone-setter that Wiggins is, but he offers more on the boards and fits well in larger, switchable lineups. The Lakers could experiment with a group featuring Luka, Smart, LeBron, Washington, and Ayton, going big, going physical, and putting an emphasis on defense. That kind of size and versatility is exactly what held them back at times last season. Having players like Smart and Washington gives Darvin Ham real lineup flexibility. And again, the big advantage is that all of this can be done without surrendering those coveted first-round picks. It's a chance to build out depth and defense while keeping the long-term future intact. So now the question becomes, do they just waive Goodwin and get it over with? Or does Rob Pelinka have one more move up his sleeve? Could it be PJ Washington? Could it be Wiggins? Or is there a sleeper trade we're not talking about yet? Let us know what you think. Would you rather make a move for PJ or push harder for someone like Wiggins, even if it costs more? Do you think waiving Goodwin is the right call? Or should the front office dig deeper into the trade market before pulling that trigger? The coming days will be crucial, and one thing is clear: the Lakers aren't done yet.